cool. What's up, guys? Dave back again. No Coast Fantasy Sports. We got a big day today on Saturday, June 26th. I'm going to dive right into it with a quick recap of Friday the 25th. We had a pretty solid day. We had a weird day on the diamond. The Brewers pushed, the White Sox blew it. Toronto won, the Rays were a push, the Astros were a push, and the Padres won. NBA, the Bucks completely destroyed the Hawks. NHL, we hit both on there with the Lightning money line, the Islanders 1.5, so we had the right read there. And then tennis, we had a lot of money on Siniakova before this line completely blew up. We ended up hitting that, so that was fantastic. And then DFS was a solid double up. So right into it for Saturday the 26th. I like the Astros versus Detroit. Line hasn't come out for this yet. Valdez is 4-0. He's got a 1.67 ERA. Mize is 4-4. He's got a 3.61 ERA and allowed 13 home runs. I like the White Sox bounce back for Seattle. I'm going to be at this game, so I'll probably be having a good-ass time by the time it starts. Hopefully the rain stops overnight. That's one thing you got to keep track on. It is raining like crazy right now in Chicago, but it's supposed to die down into the night, but there's like a 70% chance of storms all throughout the game, so it might not go off. Lance Lynn is 7-3 with a 2.14 ERA. Gilbert's 2-2 with a 4.5. Like I said, I like the White Sox bounce back, pending it goes. Toronto versus Baltimore. They're really heavy favorite. They're minus 310. They should win. Ryu 6-4, 3.25 ERA. Aikens 6.42 ERA, and he's 0-3. So he's just awful. The Mets. Mets versus Philly. The first half money line on the Mets. DeGrom 7-2 with a 0.5 ERA. Eflin 2-6 with a 4.39 ERA. Always bet on DeGrom. Astros money line versus Detroit. McCullers Jr. He's 4-1 with a 2.9 ERA versus Peralta. He's 0-1, 7.11 ERA. And then Padres first half money line versus Arizona. I like Lamet 2-2 with a 2.81 ERA versus Kelly, who's 3-7 with a 5.06 ERA, but he's allowed 12 home runs. Padres should take it home here. Tomorrow, I like the Suns money line. I just love the Suns. They're getting good money on both. On one's minus 116 on the money line, and then minus a point on the spread at 110. There's no NHL. Stanley Cup starts on Monday. Soccer is back though, so we got the round of 16 on the Euros for soccer. Like Denmark draw no bet. That's minus 360 though, but it's very safe. Denmark's projected to win 54% of the time and draw 28% of the time from the sim. Denmark money line's also fine, 54% of the time win rate. Under 2.5 goals, minus 205, 65% under to hit. Then for the second game, I like the Italy money line at minus 200, 68% win rate from the sim. And then under 2.5 goals at minus 140 is 58% to hit. So these are all pretty good rates. They're pretty safe. I might do mix it up with like 3 different parlays with like all these like I normally do. Next we got some FanDuel DFS. There wasn't anything from tennis that I liked. I seldomly bet tennis. It's nothing too frequent. But when I do, it's normally pretty solid. But DFS for FanDuel Single Game Showdown. I like Paul George at the 2x and the MVP and the star. He's 15K. Chris Paul 2x and the star with 14K. Devin Booker either the star or the pro at 14K. DeAndre Ayton either star or the pro 13K. Reggie Jackson I like him at the pro or the utility at 12K. Ivica Zubac, pro utility, 11.5. Mikal Bridges, utility at 11K. Terrence Mann, utility at 9,500. Nick Batum, utility at 9K. Pat Beverly, utility at 9K. Cameron Johnson, utility 8,500. Torrey Craig, utility 8K. Luke Kennard for some sneaky value at 7,500. And then Dario Saric, he's been averaging around 17 minutes for the last 2 games, or 3 games rather, so I like him at 7K as well to round that out. There's not anything that's like lower than that for value, but you definitely can sneak the big 3 from this game in without a problem. I highly recommend that being the route you go. That's personally what I like to do for single game showdowns on FanDuel, because you have to get the most upside possible. And then the big thing we got going on, UFC. So pretty much every week there's a UFC fight. I'm big in MMA. That's what first got me doing, these DFS and these bet reviews. So I decided to bring this back again, going pretty in depth with the sheet again. Nothing obviously too crazy or that you obviously can't look up with your own research as well. But, I just figured, do the work for you, give you guys a lay down, give you guys where I feel the strong money should be. And what I'm personally going to go with as well. I don't put out anything that I don't personally put my money on. And, I'm very real and very transparent about it. I say how I feel about all these bets. So, starting off first, we got Medeiros versus Hadzovac. Medeiros is 15-7, Hadzovac 13-6. Medeiros has a 1 inch height advantage and a 5.5 inch reach advantage. I like this fight not to go the distance. Average fight time of 7.41 for Medeiros and 10 minutes and 11 seconds for Hadzovac. So I like it not to go the distance for minus 112. I think that's pretty good odds. The next match I like is Charles Rosa versus Justin James. Rosa's 13-5, whereas James is 16-7. Rosa has a 2 inch height advantage and a 1 inch reach advantage. Rosa's got a KO or a TKO rate of 23% and a sub rate of 62%. So he's got an 85% finish rate, which is very good. Whereas Justin James, he's also got a 50% KO rate and a 31% submission rate. So I also like this fight not to go the distance for minus 140. Those are very solid odds. Next, we got Julia Avila versus Julia Stoliarenko. Avila's 8 wins and 2 losses, whereas Stoliarenko's 9 wins, 5 losses, and a draw. They're both the same height. Avila's got a 2 inch reach advantage. Avila's got 50% of her wins by KO and 38% submission. Her average fight time is 10 minutes and 7 seconds. And Stoliarenko's got an 89% sub rate. I like Avila by sub or by points, but you could also go for this fight not to go the distance, and that's also a very solid bet. It is rare that women's MMA fights do not go the distance, but I do like that. But I think personally, Avila's a little more of the well-rounded fighter, and she might pick Stoliarenko apart on the feet and end up squeaking out the win by points of just avoiding going to the ground with her, kind of trying to match the ground game and stay away from there. So I like that double chance. If I'm not going to put this on a parlay though, this is a standalone bet. Next fight we got Marcin Pachinao versus Isaac Villanueva. Pachinao is 14-5, whereas Villanueva is 18-11. Pachinao's got a 2 inch height advantage and a 1 inch reach advantage. Pachinao's got a 70% KO rate and a 7% submission rate with an average fight time of 3 minutes and 47 seconds, which is really, really good. Whereas Villanueva, 83% KO rate and his average fight time is 5 minutes 49 seconds. This fight will not go to the distance. It is minus 230. This fight's not going to the distance. There's not much else to say. I like that bet. The odds are heavily favored that way, especially for MMA, but that's where I like it. It's sound money. Renato Moicano versus Jai Herbert. Jai Herbert was a little bit upset in his first UFC fight, but Moicano's 14-4-1, whereas Herbert's 10-2. Jai Herbert's got a 2-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage, which is huge. Moicano's got a 100% finish rate with 50 submissions, it's a 50% finish rate with 50 submissions, 50 decisions. Jai Herbert has got an 80% KO TKO rate and a 10% sub rate. Jai Herbert's also plus 184 on the money line, so that's also very good. I like the fight not to go the distance though at minus 215. I think that's fine. Once again, it's a little bit favored that way, but if you don't like those odds, you can go Jai Herbert, who's a very live dog at plus 184. Next, we got Tim Means versus Nick Dalby. Tim Means is 31-12-1-1, whereas Dalby is 13-1-2. Tim Means got a 3-inch height advantage and a 1/2-inch reach advantage. Means has a 61% KO rate and a 16% sub rate, whereas Dalby's got a 32% KO rate and a 21% sub rate. He mainly goes to submission. I like this fight to go over 2.5 rounds. It's just a sprinkle. It's not a parlay play. It's a standalone fight. Just a little small bet. I might even dodge it. Next, we got Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Michael Prazers. Rakhmonov's 13-0, whereas Prazers 26-3. Rakhmonov's 7-inch height advantage and a 12-inch reach advantage, which is huge. He's literally got a foot reach. I had to double check that. Rakhmonov has a 54% KO rate and a 46% sub rate, so he has a 100% finish rate. He's minus 310 on the money line. Prazers has an 8% KO rate and a 38% submission rate. I like this fight not to go the distance at minus 182, but sneaky odds that you can find on MMA by stipulations. Rakhmonov by KO or submission is minus 110. Easy money. What are we even doing here? Just take this line on Shavkat, minus 110. KO, TKO, or submission. Next up, we got Andre Touchy-Feely versus Daniel Pineda. This is a weird fight. Touchy-Feely's 21-8. Pineda's 27-4-0-2. Touchy-Feely's got a 4-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage. Touchy-Feely's got a 43% KO rate, 14% sub rate. His last 3 losses were by submission. Pineda's got a 33% KO rate, 67% submission rate. Got a 100% finish rate. He mainly likes to preferably finish by submission. The Feely money line is minus 250. I think the sneakiest bet on the card that not a lot of people are going to be going to. That's super fine to take. I like Pineda by submission. It's plus 1100. I think people aren't going to go to it. I think it's going to be kind of slept on. It's a huge dog bet, but I definitely think it can happen. I definitely think it's live, and it's definitely going under the radar. So if you it's fun to be kind of different, get some pretty wild odds on a small parlay. You know, this might be a good one to gamble on. That's just gonna put your odds to the roof. That can hit. OSP is fighting against Tanner Boser. OSP is 25-15. Boser is 19-8-1. Boser's coming off being in quarantine. OSP's got a 1-inch height advantage and a 4.5-inch reach advantage. He's got a 48% KO rate and a 32% sub rate, whereas Tanner Boser's got a 53% KO rate and 11% sub rate. Tanner Boser looked really angry in the weigh-in. I do like the Boser money line at minus 182. You can take OSP as well as a live dog. I think that's in like the plus 180 range, at least it should be. Just off looking at that, but I do like Tanner Boser there. And then lastly, for the main event, it's Cyril Gane versus Volkov. Cyril Gane's 8-0, whereas Volkov's 33-8. Volkov's got a 3-inch height advantage, but he's got Gane's got the 1-inch reach advantage. Cyril Gane is 38% KO rate, 38% submission rate, which is very solid. Volkov's got a 67% KO rate, 9% sub rate. I like the fight not to go the distance. It's minus 134. I think that's very good odds. I think that's extremely live. There's a super boost on Schmanschmoll. So the super boost is for the fight to end by KO or TKO, which is pretty mathematically fine. So it's boosted at plus 150. That's pretty solid. It was minus 110, I think, before the boost. Volkov by KO or sub is plus 240. That's also very, very good. And then Volkov money line is plus 142. So those are all very live. One thing about this for these fights, guys, is these fights start early, like really, really early. Like they start at like 10 in the morning or something like that for the prelims. So make sure that you're putting these in, and that you're keeping an eye on that. Hopefully you see this in time. If not, I mean, you can obviously pick up on the sheet, where it leaves off, and I'll obviously put the shot on social media, everything like that. But that's all I got for today, for Saturday. Probably going to put up a video Saturday for Sunday. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow after the game, if I'm up for it. If not, maybe I'll put some pics out on socials. So make sure you're following me there. I'll put the links to my socials down below in the description. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, so you get notified when videos like this all go live. Thanks for the support. It really means a lot. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and keep it going, and I'll keep these going. So take it easy, guys.